Okay. Beautiful native girl. They're all beautiful in my mind anyway. Oh, the cat. My God. What a time. The cat doesn't want to listen to me BS. But this is not BS. There's a lot of stuff, heavy stuff going on in St. Mary's First Nation. And it includes people off the reserve. That's the reason I said, okay, I got to do a rant. Who cares? It's just my opinion. But this story started by the chief, Allan Polchies Jr., Chicky. I broke the story up this week. This week? How time flies. Anyway, I was the first one to break up the story that Chicky was accused of assaulting this woman. Now, this woman went public with a statement last night and is really, really flying on Facebook. And the public should really know what's going on here. I'm not against Chicky. Chicky always kept his distance away from me, and we never sat down for an interview. But what is wrong is wrong. This woman supposedly is public, and I heard Chicky was drunk at Dooley's a few months ago. I just found it strange. I didn't know what happened. But they just told me that they threw him out. I said, what is a public figure doing? All drunked up in public. Well, I got drunk a few times in public. I'm not a public figure. I'm a public pain in the ass. But anyway, focus. She wrote a statement. I'll put it on my blog. Go to Google, write my name, Charles LeBlanc. I'll put the whole story. But this is very, very, very scary. The system let her down. The white man system. The bottom line of this sad story is the police found all the evidence and the Crown prosecutor laid charge 4 months, June 14 after the incident. The first charge was sexual assault. The second charge was assault. They dropped the sexual assault. Then drop it all and just sent the file to alternative measure. If you don't know what alternative measure is, can't even say it, there are basically him pleading guilty but finding a better solution to help him and to stay out of the court. Called the police and they thought I was speaking with the Crown about all this, and I thought I agreed on the agreement. That's what they thought. Which I didn't speak to anyone after I filed my report, answered a few of the questions from the investigators. They told me I could call the Crown, and that's why. I called. Okay, this is where it gets interesting here. Then I asked, female to female, that's the prosecutor, is what my chief did to me sexual assault. She told me, since he grabbed your vagina over your clothes, I don't see this as sexual assault, more than an assault. Okay, I seen enough. That's the reason I'm doing this. So, I guess Donald Trump was right. We're not going to talk about Donald Trump. So you could grab a woman by the pussy, and it's not sexual assault. With the prosecutor of New Brunswick, which the prosecutor of New Brunswick is the worst prosecutor office in Canada. So, to make matter worse, she went public. Now, I knew the whole story last week, but sorry, I'm a blogger. I'm not the National Enquirer, and we just, we just want to know what happened. So, this happened at Dooley's. Now, the sad part about all this, she stepped forward. This native girl went against the chief. Then she wrote this. Now, chief and counsel with the chief, boy, he has a lot of power. Next week is the big gathering of the chief across Canada. It's a big thing in Fredericton starting, was it Monday or Tuesday? Tomorrow, Tuesday. It wrote, I've been a part of the, can't say the word, Sisters of the Drums for almost 2 years. They go around, they go to events, they hit the drum and sing. For almost 2 years now. I just got told I won't be able to perform with them at the opening of the AFN because Chief and Council don't want me there. So they threatened the Sisters of the Drum if they remove me. They won't get to perform. This is nonsense. I did nothing wrong. She didn't do nothing wrong. All she did was asking a drunk if he wanted to drive home, and that was it. And the drunk grabbed her by the pussy. You see, St. Mary's or any other First Nation politics is very, very dirty and filthy. And they learned that from the white man, but they go overboard. It's very serious. I know me, when I first come out with the story, the first thing a person approached me, how come you never covered the Lisa Howe? Lisa Howe is a girl that, what they do, they give some forged document of status card. Anyway, it was in court, blah, blah, blah. How come you never covered that? I said, hold it. If you go to Red Bank or you go to El Ground, nobody will know who Lisa Howe is. The chief, Chicky, they know who he is. And the chief should know better. So, my last hurrah in all this, the chief, Chicky, this is a big, huge black mark on St. Mary's First Nation. And the chief, I thought, when this, he just Chicky totally ignored this. And I'm surprised the Irving media, they never covered this at all. But they cover a guy. Chicky went in court. Irving media never covered it. But a guy stole from Wendy's, a worker. Oh, big news. Something wrong here. This thing here is very, very serious. And I think what Chicky should have done is step forward and say, listen, I did wrong, if it's true, and all the evidence points that is true, and I'm going to go to rehab, I'm going to do something, I'm going to seek help, and I'm going to do better. But once you try to ignore the issue, like you're supposed to go to court last Friday, but you sneak in and go on Thursday, that the public don't know. The public knows. The public knows. And if you're a chief, you're supposed to show leadership. Is he going to show leadership on this, or is this going to go on for about 6 months? This woman, really, I always said when I learned that, I show gas. The men are not the boss on First Nation. It's the woman. And trust me, they got beautiful eyes, high cheekbone, but once their eyes turn angry, look out. I know me. When they tell me to move, I move. So I feel bad that she can't hit the drums next week. And really, the prosecutor should be ashamed of themselves. All woman group across Canada should email the prosecutor and find out what's going on. All she did was she drove a drunk home and she was assaulted, and now she's paying the price. I'm sorry. I know maybe I shouldn't get involved in this, but this is not right.